Hello, welcome to my channel, The Jellyfish Journals. My name is Susie, and it is time to take a look at all of the layouts that I created in the month of April. And I am very excited to say I have officially finished this journal. So I have used up all of the pages in here, although to be fair, some of the pages are glued together for different reasons. Maybe the spine was being a little goofy, or I just needed a little reinforcement for a Dutch door. But in any case, it is time to say goodbye to the bee journal. I am done with it. And so you will see in a few minutes my new journal that I just got, because I knew I was coming close to the end of this one. And so I did purchase another journal. It is an Archer and Olive journal, but I did purchase it off of eBay because I really wanted another journal that had some decoration on the spine. So you'll see all that in a few minutes. But let's go ahead and take a look at all of the layouts that I did in April that finished out my journal. I'm so excited. All right, so this was my April monthly spread, if I can find the other part of that. This was my April monthly calendar spread, and so I used some peony washi tape. I think it's called Kiss Cut, somebody told me in the comments, with these peonies on it to do the butterfly wings, and the inspiration was I'm a teacher, I should know this. The inspiration was these beautiful butterfly stickers with these reds, pinks, and blues. Normally not my colors, but I fell in love with this one and this one here. They filled up a whole sheet in the sticker book. I'm having trouble finding those sticker books. I did get it at Michael's. It was from the Recollections collection that they have, but I've been having trouble finding it online. So if I can find it online, I'll post it down below, but these coordinated with it as well as these here. So I've got my line a day down here and up here. I just wrote out the month April. Some of those washi tape peony stickers are down at the bottom. And then the middle is the butterfly. And I just used a Crayola Super Tip for the outside here. My calendar is from Archer and Olive. They have free printables on their website. If you just type in free printable calendars or printable calendars, you will see that there. Every one of these blue boxes you'll see is a day that I walked 10,000 steps or more. I've been doing pretty good so far. I want to say either that first few days in April was either really busy or I was really sick. Not really sick. I haven't actually been really sick in a while, but I feel like something was going on there. Bad weather, busy, I don't remember, but I did not get them there, so I had to overdrive to reach one of my badge goals by the end of the month. Then on the backs of the butterfly wings, I put the events that I had going on during the month. If you are in love with this washi tape, as I am, you can use my code, thejellyfish10, to get 10% off at the Washi Tape Shop. It is no extra cost to you. It does give me a little bit of a kickback, but I'm pretty positive and confident you won't regret it. They have beautiful washi tapes. All right, so this is just a regular spread I did. I had this wooden washi and I hadn't used it in a while. I don't think I've even used this one with the white and brown wood grains. So I decided to do that. I made it look like a fence. And I just drew some grass at the bottom, tried to make it a little look like it's outside. I try to do a faith spread every so often, just something that puts God in my journal. So I am His, walk by faith. It isn't as heavy as I wanted it to be with that. I bought a sheet of stickers and they just didn't have as many with that wood on it as I thought it did. So I did what I could. This spread here is all, hold on, using, all right. Everything in this spread here is using this sticker book. Again, I will try to find it and link it down below. I did buy this a while back, so I'm not positive what's still out there. but everything on this spread came, I'm double checking that before, yes, before I say too much, from this sticker book. And so you can take one Happy Planner sticker book and really create a fun spread. And this one uses their little discs with the hearts on it, but I loved these boxes with the squiggles. Oh, I do apologize. This pink washi tape is just plain pink washi. But the to-do, the noted, all of the boxes, these discs, and the disc washi are all from that sticker book. And this actually ended up being one of my very favorite spreads. Then I made this spread, just like a little journal spread. My friend Amanda, who I've talked about a lot on this channel as someone who started journaling, she found an old thing of scrapbooking stuff and told me to go through it and pull some stuff. And I don't know why, but I just loved these fish. And this was one sheet, had all of these stickers on it. So the crab and the seaweed and the bubbles and everything. And I just thought, you know what, let's just do something fun with that and something big and different. So I did make a little Dutch door here at the bottom so I could fit all of the stickers and have room to write. And the background I actually watercolored just with some Crayola watercolor paints. Let it dry, and then I had some fun with stickers. This is another one of probably my very favorite spreads in this entire journal. So every so often I like to bust out my gel pens, or actually this time I think I only used Papermate flares now that I think about it. And I found a design I liked on the internet and I made the design. I made some mistakes, and actually I'm looking now and it looks like I forgot to erase some pencil lines. There we go. Oh boy. Okay. So I made a big mistake behind Kermit here. And so when the pattern was done, which was really all I was planning to do here, I just had to fix it. So Amanda also had given me this Kermit sticker, and he was pretty random by himself. So I stuck him over it, and then I dug through all my stuff and I found some sunflower printables. I don't remember the Etsy shop off the top of my head. I'll link it down below, but it is beautiful. If you follow my videos, you know I've been using Etsy fussy cuts for my reading journal monthly spreads, and here's a sneak peek. I do have a sunflower one coming up, so sometime this year. I can't remember what month. But I cut out some of those sunflowers from that kit. I'll link the artist down below, or the person who created it. And then these came from a pack. I'm trying to see if I can find that. Luckily, everything's close by. This pack here of, it's like just different little rectangular stickers. And what I love about this is the way that I can just find something different and add it to whatever journal spread that I'm doing. So this one had a lot of florally designs on it. Kermit, everything was kind of more organic. I love the sharp edges of the rectangles here. So one had sunflowers, one said keep going, keep growing. And then I just found a quote from Kermit the Frog that said, I think the best way to find happiness is to stop looking so hard. And this is probably going down as my, man, I keep doing that, as my favorite spread in 2025. Well, let me scratch that, in this journal. Then I went ahead and in a book I have of origami pages, I glued this one down, this square one in the background. I just angled it diamond. And then I tore up some other ones. The purple is from that same origami book. And I just used some different stickers I had from the Happy Planner to add some orange color in there. So I've got the orange, the blue, and that like magenta-y purple, maybe it's not really lilac. I don't know, the name is escaping me, but kind of another faith-based one. I thought it would be fun too to journal in different directions since the diamond was kind of, well, diamondy, askew. Square. I just taught shapes in my 3rd grade class, so technically this is not a diamond, this is a square, but I turned it in the way we all think of a diamond. Then I created a spread for my husband and we just celebrated our 5th anniversary. We were married right when COVID started in 2020, And these two tapes are also from the Washi Tape Shop. And they're kind of funny because I really love both of them, but neither one is my style whatsoever. So I really struggled with how I was going to use these. And I pretty much decided to make a giant number 5 out of one of them, use the that same one as part of a background over here, and then run the bunny washi tape in the back. And I'm going to be posting a video about this soon and how I created this number 5. The rest of this is just regular scrapbook paper, but it kind of helped the colors not be so bright and white like some of the other pages. I'm trying to find one now. But, you know, the bullet journal, the dot grid journal is very white, and I really wanted to tone it down. So this is kind of like a cream color. And then I did get my husband to write me what we always say to each other when we're arguing. We always say always and forever. We've both been left by our exes. And this is just something we've always said to each other so that we know we're here to stay. And he was terrified to mess up my journal. So I love that that's in there. This is just kind of like a to-do list videos I wanted to do. Some of them I've already posted, some of them I still need to, so I'll be coming back to this. I use some iridescent white washi tape in the background, and then these succulent stickers are actually like at a teacher's store. You might find them at Teacher Created Resources, I want to say it is, but you can find them on Amazon. But one year I had a succulent themed lesson plan teacher book, teacher's lesson planner. I think that's what it's called. And when I was cleaning out my classroom, because it's almost the end of the school year, I came across all these succulent stickers and I was like, those are too cute to waste. So I threw them in here. Then I created this. So at this point, I've bought some of these, and you might have noticed one down here, and I'll talk about those a little later, but I will link them down below. It was a package of, I think it was 300 different quotes, Bible verses, all kinds of good stuff. I wish I'd looked more carefully because I did not need 300 of them. So I will be going through them and sending some off to my mom, and maybe giving some to my friend Amanda too, because they do come in a smaller size package. I just didn't even notice that. So oh, and I can check this off because I have ordered sneakers. I just have to exchange the size. My sneakers got a big hole in them. I do a lot of walking. I feel like my grandpa actually just turned 93. I'll have to double check that now. I thought he turned 93. Okay, sorry. So anyway, I found 3 of those. This is one of my favorites. My 3rd grade team at my school loves that one. We've been saying that now. Well, not saying it much, but I might try to make it a thing that we say next year a lot. But all of the rest of these stickers came in a pack, and that is not very helpful, but it was a pack that just had different shades of different colors. So this was one shade of green. Then there was like a off yellow, or like an orangey yellow color, and a weird purpley color. And I didn't know when I would use this color, so I just turned it into a whole spread. I think the dots came from something else, and this background piece and back here came from something else. I'm not positive, but truly, I would say 95% of this came from that set. These were a lot of fun. This is another sticker book where I only used one sticker book to create a huge spread. So I realized I was getting close to running out of pages, and I needed to find a way to get through them because I wasn't going to have enough to finish May. And I really just wanted to start the next month in the new journal. So I pulled out this sticker book from Happy Planner, and every sticker here came from there. The only exception is the washi tape down the side. Once I set everything up, I needed something for my own eyes to separate and to kind of box it in. So really any thin black washi would do. This happens to have a scalloped edge. I have no idea where it came from. But all of these stickers, the little dots, the sayings, these boxes, I found a way to use these with the little notch cut out for the date. And I just sort of stacked them like that. And that kind of looked neat. But all I did was, some of the stickers had this arch here. Here, this is probably a better one to show. It had a little arch here. And so what I did is I used those as page tabbies. and I have the arch, and then I decorated the other side with some of the floral stickers in that book. But these long ones are in there. These boxes, decorated boxes are in there. These are also some that have the little notch cut out, and I just covered that notch with today's and to-dos. But I used this to kind of go through 1 week. I knew I had a very busy week. There was a lot going on, and I thought this could be a fun way to just journal about the week. And sometimes I didn't know what to do, so I doodled. I did a lot of to-do lists, but same thing. So the back of this tab has these flowers. The back of this tab has the flowers. And just on this side, as the little curvy tab was up at the top, I didn't cut that. That's how the sticker is shaped. I just went ahead and filled it in with stickers. And the dots happened because there was this weird white space here. So I took these dot stickers and did that, and then realized, oh, I need dot stickers somewhere else. So I put them down here, and then I put them at the tops of these long boxes. That way every page felt sort of similar, and had the same dot stickers, the same flowers, the same notched boxes, a long sticker, and some of these colorful boxes. And so like this one, I had no idea what to write there, guys. I'll be honest with you. I was kind of over it at that point, just because this isn't normally how I do things, as you've seen. So I just drew the same flowers that I had been doodling all throughout that week. And then we're almost there, I promise. I felt like busting out my gel pens again, and so I just took all my blue gel pens, or most of them, and I have to say it out loud or it's just going to eat me up, but I'm calling this page my Bloodle page, with my blue doodles. So these are my Bloodles, and I just had fun squeezing in little things. I kept Googling little things to draw, cute things to draw, and then I just went for it. There's mistakes, there's messes. That was supposed to be a seashell, so I turned it into a flower, and it was just a lot of fun, something kind of silly. And then this is my current weekly spread. I had some zebra stickers and some foresty washi tape you might recognize if you've seen my April reading journal with the forest theme. Still got some things that I need to take care of, and I just thought that was kind of different, all the zebra stuff. So this is almost finished. I'll get that done soon. Then I have this spread, which is kind of weird, but some of that origami paper in the background again. This is an old Creative Memories sheet. But pretty much anytime I go through the drive-thru, most of the time at Starbucks, I use my own cup, so they don't print a sticker. But if I go somewhere else and they don't know me, and I say Susie, they spell my name all kinds of weird ways. Sometimes they spell it Stacy. This is probably my favorite version, Suezy. That's pretty unusual. But it's just kind of funny, and it was happening so much. One time somebody put Jaja. One time somebody spelled it Z-I-Z-I. I wish I'd kept that one. But I figured, you know what, I'm just going to keep them and keep sticking them in here, and apparently I need better glue. I opened a new glue stick, and sometimes the top of a new glue stick isn't that great. I've learned that. So you got to kind of use a bit of it, and then it gets better as it goes down. So some of you have asked about the Crayola glue sticks, or I'm sorry, Elmer's glue sticks. They are phenomenal, but just be aware that if it's a brand new one, you might want to rub down the top a little. And the last thing in this spread are my April badges. So these are all the Garmin badges that I earned in April. It's the most I've earned in a month so far. I did earn 8 of them. So just very quickly, I did 4,000 meters of swimming. I started swimming at the local pool, and I'm loving it. This was, I guess, at some point I recorded a swimming activity in yards and one in meters. That was not intentional, but I got a badge for it. This was another swimming one. They said to do 1,000 meters between certain dates, and I did. I did my 300,000 steps in April. 100,000 of them were before the 14th of April. I walked for 15 or more hours. I did a 3-mile walk from the 18th to the 20th. It's usually like in a weekend. And then I did 20 activities, 20 minutes or more. And that is it. I don't think I'm going to do anything back here. This is just the pocket in the back. I may even just actually glue that down now that I think about it. But I will skip ahead now and show you my April, no, not April, my May calendar setup. And this is my new journal from Archer and Olive that I purchased on Etsy. Just so you're aware, it is not available on Archer and Olive's website, to my knowledge. And I decided for my May spread, if you followed me at all, you know I like to have a little fun with these calendar layouts and just do something a little different. So this purple PET tape and the other purple PET tape you're about to see are the last ones sent to me by the Washi Tape Shop. I am an affiliate at their store, so if you would like to save 10% on your order, just use the code thejellyfish10 and that will save you 10% and doesn't cost you anything extra, but it sends a little bit back to me. I obviously knew I wanted this purple sky washi to go across the top of the page since, you know, sky is up, I guess, unless you're upside down, and then sky would be down. But we're going to pretend I'm right side up, even though I feel pretty upside down this close to the end of the school year. And this was the other purple PET tape that they sent, and it's really beautiful. It's kind of graphic-y in the sense that everything's really bold and crisp in the lines, but it's kind of like a city or a town. I would say a city. The washi tape's pretty long. There's a train track running through it, and there's a lake or something with boats and all kinds of buildings and things. So anyway, it just kind of goes well with this sky purple washi at the top. I will be honest, out of all the washi they sent, I think these two were probably my least favorite. Not because they're not beautiful, but they're just not really my style. It's not something that I would typically purchase. I like the sky washi at the top. I think what makes it hard is it's so final. So the dark sky is at the top, the pink sky is at the bottom. It makes it a little tricky to layer it if you want it to actually look like sky. And since it's only a couple of inches wide, I think it's a couple inches, your sky is pretty thin. So it works really well for this spread that I'm doing here, but I'm not sure that it is my favorite of theirs. But again, super grateful to get it and kind of fun, the challenge of trying to figure out what to do with it. As you can see, I have put the sky across the top all the way, and then that little Dutch door that's kind of flapping around as I glue there is also got sky on the other side of it. And right now I'm just trying to put down a little bit of scrapbook paper that I had. I really was struggling with how to connect that sky with that city at the bottom because, as I said, the sky is so far up against the top. Now, of course, I could have layered them closer together, but for the sake of what I like to do with my calendar spreads, I really wanted all of that color and variation at the top and bottom of the spread, and that might make more sense once you see the end of it. I also put some of that city at the bottom, so there's kind of like a Dutch door at the top and a Dutch door at the bottom, and you'll see what I'm going to do with those in a minute. I went ahead and numbered the left side of the spread 1 through 31 for 31 days in May. And you'll see I take a few different purple markers. This is a Stabilo Big Boss. I think they're called Big Boss highlighters. I'm usually all over the place when I plan these things, and I wanted to give that purple highlighter time to dry so it wouldn't smudge. And I had an idea of what else I could do with this sky. So I thought I could make my May label with this washi tape. So I wrote out May in those really rounded letters you can see to the right there and decided I just didn't like them. I don't know. It's kind of funny too. I've never thought of this in my life, but May spelled backwards is yam. And it kind of helped when I was trying to make sure I didn't spell it wrong. I don't know if I would recommend it with a longer month name if you're worried about spelling, but it wasn't too tricky to spell out the word yam. So I went ahead and wrote it on the back of that PET tape and cut it all out carefully and then laid it down across the top of my line a day. So it brings a little bit of that sky PET tape over to the left side, but it's kind of a fun way to put the month name on there. I'm going to finish up my line a day with the last two purpley colors. I did choose these in advance. You can see this last one, I believe it's a Sharpie S-Note highlighter. It's a little thinner than the other ones. That was kind of a bummer, but I liked that purple tone that it brought, so I'm gonna stick with it. I also wish I was a little bit better at stopping the lines for the line a day. On the right, you can see they're all scraggly and all over the place, and I did try to think of what I could do to make that look better, and in the end I just decided once I do my writing over it, it's not going to be noticeable. So one of the final things that I did, if you've watched any of my calendar setups, then you know I need a place to write down the events for that month. May is a very busy month. It's the end of the school year, which means both of our college kids are coming home. It means a lot of end of year celebrations and concerts for our choir and orchestra girls. Just a lot of things going on. And obviously having all this PET tape at the top would have made that very difficult to write on top of unless I used a permanent marker. So I used these purple boxes from, I think it's the Wrong Rainbow Boxes sticker book. I'll link it down below. I think I got it on Amazon. And it was just kind of a fun way to put all those different purples in there. And if you notice, some of those boxes are a little bit of a lighter purple, more of a lilac color. And that helps pull in that lilac in my line a day markers on the side. So I'm numbering my days of the month with a dark purple Papermate flare. And then I think I'm coming along and adding a few more boxes at the bottom. That one's got some lines. I'm not going to worry about that. Really, the idea is just to write down a few events that are happening and have a place to put those down. I'll probably have to write a little small, but I like how it ended up looking, really. You can still see the sky through the back. You can still see the city at the bottom. So I think all that works out really well. I am marking very poorly my 10,000 steps a day code, so I'll just put a little star in there. The stars work since it's the sky. And I'm pretty sure the last thing I decide to do, it's a little empty on the sides of May. So I have a whole bunch of these random stickers. I think my mom got them for me for my birthday last year. They were on Amazon, but I don't know what the kit was. They're kind of like on washi tape material. And this just looked like kind of purpley and bluish ornaments hanging down at the bottom. So there's my spread. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a message in the comments if you have any thoughts about anything you've seen so far in the video. Bye.